So what we ended up doing, we ended up taking the old filter off. If you had to disconnect the sensors from it, and then I don't know if you can see, but the vice grips, I got them on the bottom fuel line. I had two, but on both of them, but it was the bottom one that shuts the fuel off. So you want to clean everything. You want to make sure the gasket's off. So when you put the new gasket on the bottom part, when you get this bottom piece off, it just unscrews. I put it in the old filter in a vise, and just hand to this, and then the filter, or not the filter, the O-ring goes in the plastic base. Don't try to put it on the filter, because it looks like it's not the right size O-ring, but it goes in the clear base here. Then inside there's a couple sensors. Clean this whole inside off. Right now it's I cleaned the bottom off, but I thoroughly cleaned the inside of that. And then you want to lubricate the O-ring. Same thing, as you want to make sure the O-ring is off of up there also, which it is. And then the gasket doesn't come on. You got to put it on yourself here on the new filter. Then you want to pour on the side holes. You want to fill that with diesel fuel. So you pour clean diesel fuel into the side holes. Helps to prime in the things, but there's going to be a procedure anyways that it's in the book, or tells you, like, I think you turn the key off and on like 7 times, and that's priming the when I get to that, I'll film that part too. But for now, I'm going to put this filter back on. So now we got the new filter back on. This fuel water separator underneath the 2012 Tiffen Breeze Maxxforce 7. And you can see I filled the outside part of the filter with diesel fuel. That's the green in there. Put the sensor plugs back on. I'm going to get a wire tie for over here. I'll tie it up to that. There's this black cable that comes around the corner here. I'll tie that up there so it's not, otherwise it's going to dangle down like this, and you don't want that. You ever snag on something, rip that right out. Like I said, the line that I squeeze shut with vice grips is this one right here. There's another one on top of it right there, but this one must be the outflow. This is the inflow from the tank, this one here. So you'd want to put a pair of vice grips on this. Otherwise, it did keep coming out. There is, looks like there's a check valve in there, and I believe that it would work. The only thing was once I started cleaning it, because I cleaned it up there also, and I pushed on it. As soon as I pushed on it, fuel started coming out. So there's, even though I don't like to tighten up the rubber things too much in here, so there was some still diesel fuel flowing out of there. But and then I took the Liberty while I'm down here, while this was all going on, to drain the oil. I put a new filter on above, oil filter that's in the bed compartment. And then before I'll fire this all up, and there's the transmission filter. I have a new one for that, and I'm going to change the tranny fluid. Like I said, it really doesn't have to, well, it doesn't have that many miles on it, but I've already taken 3 trips, one upstate New York, one in Louisiana and back. Last year Louisiana, then Arizona, and then back. So I put on quite a few miles, but still not enough to that's needed. But because once I looked under here and I found out Colton's didn't grease it, Didn't change the oil, didn't change anything, even though they told me they were going to. And if they did, that's when I found out they had a aftermarket oil filter in that. So I went back to the Motorcraft, and then I had to buy a new cap for it because the aftermarket one didn't fit. So when I'm done here, I know at least my next trip I'm solid. Got it greased. Lube oil and filter, I'll have new tranny fluid. I sprayed this whole underside of the coach. I mean, it doesn't look like I probably have to do it again, but I sprayed the whole thing with rust-proof coating. It's a lubricant tube that stops the rust. So that's it for now under here. And here we have, like I said, another way to get into the under the bed area. Somebody already ripped these out, so the you can see inside there the engine compartment. Yeah, I don't know why he would do this, but there's your, yeah, forgot to say, tell you, I think I already told you I steam cleaned this, or cleaned it. I don't want to say steam cleaned it, but diesel fuel is good for getting rid of all the gunk, and then I washed it all down. Yes, it runs. I fired it up before but I guess, you know, you can get in there and get that fuel filter and the oil filter by reaching this back area that's in the back. So I'm gonna put oil in it. Just put that on for now. And when I fire it all up, I'll get it warm. Oil will be changed, filters will be changed, fuel filters. I'm gonna see there's a leak here. This is the second time I filled this thing up. You can see it'll be pink when this is full. Right now, I noticed there's like a hose clamp down there that's underneath that's leaking, and it's pink. It's not green because it's the diesel. So I'll fill that back up too. So this is actually where we all started. This is the bed area. So I took the mattress off, and like I had said earlier, I think it was the 2011, I don't know if they made it 2010 to be honest with you, but 2011 Tiffen Breeze. They didn't have this door, and you had to go into the back where the radiator and all that is, but they put this door in, and it says 32 Breeze. Then there's this piece here that goes on this hole, then that closes. Screws go in, keep it covered. But so now you have it that the fuel filters here, got a brand new one. Oil filters there. That was a aftermarket that whoever did the last oil change cheaped out. Ooh, saved a few dollars. I don't know. I mean, the filter is expensive, don't get me wrong, but now it's come down in price, so I don't even know if I paid 25 bucks for it, but I think it was listed 65, or I can't remember, but I know I got the fuel filter and the water separator filter for about $65, both of them. And then the oil filters here, I went back to Motorcraft FL 216, and then I bought the cap. I mentioned it on an earlier video when I first started this, and I'll put it in the description so anybody needs it, but this is how you do it. Very easy to do. It's just it was time consuming because I had to wait for the OEM parts, the Motorcraft. Everybody carries the aftermarket cheap ones. I guess that's what everybody wants to put in. Then they bitch why their motor dies early or something. So that's it for now. For now, I'm not done. I gotta prime it tomorrow. like I said, I think it was like starting it, turning the key on like 7 times. That primes the fuel pump, primes everything, and then I'll do a video on that, but that'll be the last step. Then check for leaks. That's why I'm not going to close this, put the mattress on, because if it does leak, it shouldn't, but if it does, I'll tighten everything up, check underneath for leaks, and I left myself some notes because I don't want to do anything and forget, but I don't have oil in it. I got the filter and all that. I got filter or the oil drained, and so I want to make sure I put oil in it before I start this up. So you can forget, so those little sticky notes help. All right, till tomorrow. Put that up there. Put this over here. Yeah, my wrenches. Take that 2 filters off and put that on top. A little bit of weight. I'm not saying anything, but the thing I want to do is have a mouse climb up that hole. Better to be safe.